Welcome to London Bridge, one of England's biggest train station, and today I'm playing platform roulette again. Just in case you need a reminder, here's what platform roulette entails. I've put all the platform numbers of the train station into a mystery wheel. I'll then spin the wheel and take the next train from whatever platform number I get. I'll then ride the train to the last stop and spend a day in that town. Hopefully that sounds simple enough. Time to get back to the video. From London Bridge, the trains typically go towards Sussex, Kent and sort of the outer parts of London, so hoping we can end up somewhere cool today, a bit more interesting than Windsor. Right, enough waffling, let's spin that wheel. London Bridge has 15 platforms which I've put into a wheel. Let's see which number we end up with. Platform number 13. It doesn't seem like there's any train going from platform 13 at the moment, so let's spin that wheel again. Right, take two. Platform number 4. Okay, looks like we're going to Rainham. I don't know if that's actually the correct pronunciation. It's a town I've never heard of in my life, but yeah, should be fun. Let's see what Rainham has in store for us. Right, time to see how much the tickets are. £22.40. That's not too bad to go all the way to the Kent. The train's about to come in 2-3 minutes, but this is the first time I'm ever getting a train from London Bridge, and it's a really nice station. It feels very modern. I think it must have been refurbished very recently. I've done a bit of research and it turns out I'm going to be on this train for 1.5 hours. I'm on a Thameslink train, which is quite slow. You can get a faster train to Rainham, apparently, on the southeastern services, but the Roulette sent me on this Thameslink train, so I just have to deal with it. Apparently Rainham is in the Medway area of Kent, just past Chatham, Gillingham and Rochester. So yeah, that's right by like the River Thames, so I'm assuming it was like a sort of a big town back in the industrial times when a lot of freight used to come in by the River Thames. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like now. In fact, let's have a look at TripAdvisor to see what the best things to do there are. The top attractions in Rainham. Number 1, St Margaret's Church. Yeah, this is not looking good. This church, there doesn't seem to be anything special about this church. Number 2, Motney Hill Reserve. Doesn't look too appealing on these photos. Number 3 is another nature reserve. Number 4 is a sports centre, which is closed. Number 5 is a pub. Number 6 is a bar. Yeah, I have a feeling there's not going to be a lot to do here. Seems like the town's a bit run down as well. I finally made it to Rainham after about an hour and a half on the train. The Thameslink trains go so slowly. But yeah, first glimpse of the station and the town overall. I can't lie, it looks very bleak. There were also only a handful of people left on the train when I got here, which feels like it's not a good omen for the town. Hopefully I've proven wrong. It's now 1 o'clock and I'm absolutely starving. I was looking at food options here, and I can't lie, that's not a lot. It's mostly like pubs and bars and like Indian takeaways and Chinese takeaways. But I have found one semi-decent looking pub, so I'm going to go there for lunch. It's about a 5-minute walk from the station, and hopefully the food looks as good as it does on the menu. Here's the Cricketers, place where I'm going to have lunch. There is another pub just across the street called the White Horse, which also seems to show Sky Sports, but the Cricketers did have better reviews online, so I'm going to trust that and go inside. I ordered myself a chicken shawarma sort of salad thing, but the main issue is that this took well over an hour to arrive. Apparently there's only one chef working, which I understand will take a while, but I feel like that should have been mentioned when I ordered. But yeah, at least the food looks good. The chicken shawarma wasn't too bad, but the flatbread was like rock solid. I was basically having to like grind it with my teeth to chew it down. I don't know if I came on a bad day, but yeah, it wasn't the wait times as well. Probably like 2-3 out of 10 overall. This seems like the main high street here in Rainham, and to be fair, it's a lot less run down than I thought it would be. Typically towns around this part of Kent are sort of a bit, not derelict, but they're not in the best of conditions. But Rainham doesn't seem too bad. Right outside the Cricketers pub is St Margaret's Church, which is supposedly the #1 attraction here in Rainham. Let's go inside and see what makes it so special. Even though it's a Sunday, the church is closed, maybe only opens up for services, but it does seem like you can walk around the church. Yeah, there isn't much to see. It's quite a small church with quite a small sort of graveyard/park around it. Kind of says it all when the town's #1 attraction is this church. I've walked down to Rainham Shopping Centre. Let's see what shops they have. So there's a Greggs, a card factory, a Poundland, a Tesco. There's also a bakery. Maybe I should have come here for lunch instead. Apart from the shops in the shopping centre, there isn't much more shops in like the main town centre bit of Rainham. It's mainly pubs. I saw like 4 or 5 pubs within about 5-10 minute walk of each other. Loads of takeaways. Quite a few barbers as well, and quite a few betting shops as well. From what I can see in person, there doesn't seem to be a lot to do here. I guess Gillingham is nearby, which is a much larger town, so maybe people go there to do sort of fun, exciting things. But within Rainham itself, it looks a bit sparse. We're back here at the train station, and apparently a 20-minute walk away is one of the nature reserves. And seeing as there wasn't much to do in Rainham town centre itself, I thought it'd be worthwhile to go and check out one of the nature reserves. As you can tell, it's a very nice, sunny, warm day here in England. So I was secretly hoping I'd end up somewhere near the coast. But sadly, that didn't go quite to plan. About 5 minutes away from the nature reserve, but I wanted to show you guys this neighbourhood. The houses around here are quite nice. I feel like if I had to live around here, it wouldn't be too bad. One thing I do want to comment on is sort of the age range of this town. I've lived in and around London my whole life, where the average age is between the low 20s and the high 30s. But here in Rainham, it seems much older, sort of more in the 40 to 50 age range. That probably goes a long way to explaining why there's so much pubs and bars. I feel like younger people aren't as interested in going to pubs or bars anymore, which is why lots of pubs and sort of nightclubs are shutting down in London. But here in Rainham, the pub scene seems to be thriving. I've made it to Berengrave Local Nature Reserve. First impressions, I can't lie, it's not great. But according to this map, there's supposed to be a viewpoint nearby where I'm standing, so let's go and check that out. I think I found the viewpoint. I mean, I say I think because there's a bench there and a fence sort of in front of it. But if this is the viewpoint, it is by far the worst viewpoint I've seen in my life. I mean, look at this. Let me get a bit closer. Just look at it. It's just, there's just nothing to see. I'm actually shocked. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this. It's just overgrown vegetation. I don't know if this was a good viewpoint maybe 50, 60 years ago, but it has not been kept well at all. I was planning to spend a bit of time in this nature reserve, but based on this viewpoint, I really don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, just look at the vegetation behind me. It's not been kept well at all. And if the viewpoint's like this, I feel like everything else in this nature reserve is going to be bad. Just walked along the path a bit more to find another so-called viewpoint. And, yep, you guessed it, it's equally as bad as the one before. Maybe it's slightly better because there's a bit more space around the bench, but in terms of the actual viewpoint itself, it's still as bad. I mean, there's absolutely nothing to see. I don't know why you'd want to sit here. On that disappointing note, it's probably time to end this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video and seen everything Rainham has to offer, which isn't much. I guess that's the whole point of these platform roulette videos, is for me to visit towns and cities I'd have never visited in the first place. Maybe next time I'll go to King's Cross and try and go somewhere in the north of England, maybe even Scotland. I feel like that would be a bit more interesting than Rainham. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to see that video whenever I make it, or to see any other platform roulette videos I make in the future. I hope you guys are doing well, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.